Hi, it's Kate here from the Safeguarding Academy and welcome to this week's 5-minute masterclass. This week I want to talk to you about special guardianship orders. Special guardianship orders are a relatively new order, only coming into force in the last few years. They're an order which is a bit like adoption, but with a special guardianship order, nobody loses their parental responsibility. There are key requirements for a special guardianship order, and there are really specific issues depending on who the potential special guardian may be. But in general, a special guardianship order is made where usually it's a family placement. So a child can no longer remain with their family and they're living with a family member, and that family member or extended family need an order to allow them to care for the child. A residence order or a child arrangements order as to residence may not be sufficient. A child arrangements order as to residence would allow the carer to share parental responsibility with the family and with the parents, but it would mean that every time a decision had to be made, and if there was a dispute, that dispute would have to go to court because nobody had overarching parental responsibility and everybody's parental responsibility was at the same level. A special guardianship order is different. A special guardianship order will give a parent or will give the carers of a child overarching parental responsibility. That means that the family can make decisions which will trump that of a parent. It means then that there need be no worry about parents not agreeing to which school the child attends, maybe not agreeing to medical attention, maybe being difficult in relation to the venue for contact, things like that. It's a very often used order for, as I say, extended family members to allow the child to live within the family, but to give some security to the carers so they know that they can make all the decisions they need to make in relation to the child. Special guardianship orders can be applied for by the carers themselves. Again, there are specific rules which I won't go into here. But essentially, if a special guardianship order is applied for, then a local authority usually has 3 months in order to prepare a special guardianship order report. And that's a report that looks into the special guardians. It's a very comprehensive report that's set out and will make recommendations to the court about whether or not a special guardianship order is appropriate. There are some circumstances where a special guardianship order isn't needed, and a residence order would be more than sufficient to ensure that the child had a long-term placement with that family member. Sometimes as well with special guardianship orders, it can open up doors to financial arrangements for the carers. That's something they'll need to liaise with the local authority about. But for you as a professional working with the children, you need to know whether or not there is a special guardianship order in place, because you need to know who's making decisions for the child. You need to know who's the person that you are listening to. If, for example, a person with a special guardianship order says that a child can go on a school trip, but the parent says no, then who are you going to listen to? If you don't have the order, if you don't know whose parental responsibility trumps whose, then you can be left in a difficult situation, and ultimately it would be the child that misses out. So it's important that you are aware of this information, have a process for collecting that information. Obviously it's subject to data protection, but it means then that you have a system in place that tells you who you are listening to and who it is that is giving appropriate consent and is getting the appropriate information in relation to the child. If you'd like to have more trainings like this within your setting and you'd like them to come straight to your inbox on a monthly basis, then please take a look at our online academy, which you'll find by looking at the Safeguarding Academy website, clicking on the training section and finding the online academy there. Take care, and I'll see you next week.